a trend of technological acceleration that can only be compared to earlier historical turning points, like the Industrial Revolution, has altered the first 2 decades of the 21st century. They have brought in a number of structural changes that are challenging to value and fully comprehend. Please consider supporting our efforts by clicking subscribe, activating the notification bell, and liking the video if it interests you. Myths and realities of AI. We need to keep in mind that for the first time in the history of our species, we live in a context where crucial decisions affecting people's lives are made, partially or entirely, by non-human beings, by intelligence simulations, as an illustration of the scope of this transformation.
We're rapidly headed towards digital superintelligence that far exceeds any human. I think it's very obvious.
ChatGPT, I think, has illustrated to people just how advanced AI has become. And there are much more advanced versions of that are coming out.
I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads, by a lot.
Nowadays, machine learning algorithms, artificial intelligence with the power to influence not only isolated individuals but entire communities, make many of the transcendental decisions that have an impact on our lives, such as whether we are admitted to a university or granted credit or a mortgage. On this issue, it's important to keep in mind the part that some financial algorithms played in the 2008 financial crisis, which worsened and contributed to the recession by dumping the system into enormous stock sales. We should also think about how credit scoring algorithms are contributing to the current concentration of poverty in American Hispanic and African American neighborhoods. To put it another way, we are faced with a dehumanized process in the name of automation and standardization that undermines our systems of accountability and responsibility by transferring some decisions to synthetic entities that lack humanity. It seems as though nearly every layer of the system has been programmed with the iconic "computer says no" phrase from Little Britain, or as Neil Postman put it, we have surrendered our culture to technology. We are surrounded by new AI gadgets such as Siri, Cortana, Alexa, and Google Duplex. For the first time, intelligence simulations make crucial judgments that have an impact on people's lives. The meta-narratives that portray the new technological revolution as a solution to many of the significant issues posing a threat to our societies are one of the main culprits behind our surrender of privacy, individuality, and decision-making capacity, the end of which is extremely difficult to predict. But we neglect the fact that these intelligent applications have a number of intrinsic hazards, including the capability to alter both reality and our perception of it. PageRank is a prime example of a personalization algorithm that operates on the deceptive promise of allowing us to select and prioritize the internet pages that are of interest to us. We frequently exaggerate the positive aspects and potential of technology while ignoring its flaws as well as the dangers that come with its creation, application, and crystallization. Remember when Facebook learned that an AI program had produced a language that was incomprehensible to its designers? We are informed that AI will be crucial for the diagnosis of certain diseases, the equitable distribution of food, and the fight against climate change, much as it was with systems from other technological disciplines, such as nuclear and transgenic technologies. It appears that we are not allowed to set boundaries on AI since it is going to save the world, much as the 1990s transgenic industry claimed to end world hunger and the nascent nuclear business promised us inexpensive, clean, and safe energy. Top-tier international forums are once again awash in promises of utopian futures that can only be attained by taking one particular route, giving up data, privacy, and eventually humanity. This is history repeating itself. There are many unanswered problems in the area of artificial intelligence, especially in light of the fact that much of the information consumers contribute runs the risk of being used against them, either by commercial entities or for military programs, as is the case with AI facial recognition programs. In the digital age, if something is offered for free, it means that you are up for sale. The world's most valuable raw material is now data, surpassing oil. This demonstrates how a society whose critical thinking has been devalued by educational and media systems is quite simple to take advantage of. But the issue is considerably more serious. 3 fallacies are frequently used to support the necessity for technology that completely compromise our privacy. The first is that machines can exhibit moral and ethical behavior if they are properly programmed. But it is obvious that a computer cannot have morals, ethics, or intuition. It could only ever have the ethics of the person who coded it, at the very least. It would mimic a programmer's ethical standards, act like an engineer would, or use a combination of cloud-sourced data. The issue we should be addressing is, will the system evolve on its own after the AI has been programmed, or will we be forced to live in an imprisoned society where right and wrong are solidified based on a subjectivized algorithmic construct? What goal would it pursue if it did evolve? Significant human control and lethal autonomous weapon systems. This gets us to the topic's most absurd feature. the incorporation of AI into destructive autonomous weapon systems, laws. Laws are a new class of weapons that can choose and kill targets with little to no human involvement. In other words, we're talking with the transfer of fatal authority to a purported artificial intelligence, which will have the authority to decide not only who can receive a certain amount of credit, who gets admitted to a given university, and who can access a certain job, but also who lives and who dies. We're talking about a particular kind of weapon that eliminates human decision-making's logical, cooperative, intuitive, moral, and ethical components. One that goes against the laws of war, international humanitarian law, and administrative law on a national level because the state has exclusive use of legal force. All currently developed lethal autonomous weapons systems, drones, and robots rely on or should rely on human oversight or discretion. That is, at least some of their crucial phases, target selection or command cancellation, should have undergone a significant amount of prior human oversight. However, the study and development of completely autonomous systems is being permitted by a lack of clear regulations around the matter, and state inaction is causing a potentially dangerous form of lawless race between governments. By adopting a multilateral convention to outlaw these homicidal weapons, the United Nations is attempting to put an end to it as a member of the International Committee on Robotic Arms Control, ICRAC. Despite these efforts, the majority of the powerful nations defend their research into this lethal technology by arguing that it will be employed for defense rather than attack. But in the competition to be the first nation to deploy these categorically destructive weapons equipped with the capacity to become independent of their creator and manager, this sounds like little more than covert maneuvering. Therefore, it is crucial to create international law that forbids the harmful use of AI and distinctly restricts any current interactions between state defense systems and those whose aim is to commit lethal acts against humanity. If we don't, we might witness a scenario in which someone gives a machine devoid of humanity the authority to select who lives and who dies, thereby giving a robot or drone the right to kill. In recent years, we have started to see developments that could represent the start of a fresh arms race, with dire repercussions for the survival of our species. China, for instance, has chosen new nuclear weapons with AI warheads to reduce collateral damage during a targeted attack. China is also aggressively modernizing its military. The Military-Industrial Congressional Complex, MICC, or Iron Triangle, which refers to the tripartite relationship between the government, Congress, and private military contractors, is what keeps the United States bound to the weaponry of the past. A vivid example of the problem is the fact that whereas the US conducted only 50 nuclear explosion simulation tests between 2014 and 2018, China conducted about 200 such tests. China's course is clear. The Bank of America's Hartnett concludes that the 2018 trade war should be recognized for what it really is, the first stage of a new arms race between the US and China to achieve national superiority in technology over the longer term through quantum computing, artificial intelligence, hypersonic warplanes, electric vehicles, robotics, and cybersecurity. I hope you find this video helpful. If you liked the video, do like and subscribe as it really helps our channel, and remember to give your feedback in the comments below. See you in the next video with some more interesting topics and facts.